Blog Talk Radio.
Are you not quite sure of you? Does a heart that pound within you now know what must be true? Is the sun forever hiding? Have you still got clouds to see? There I am, the rainbow to guide you. Oh, if you please. Only hearts as strong can weaken. Only hearts as strong can cry. Only hearts that feel the way ours does can understand the why. Only love as strong as kindness can release you from the chains of a love so strong for someone true. Only hearts like ours remain. Are the storm clouds slowly moving? Are the pictures getting clear? You would long not see the heart that's mine. You must know that I am near. I will take you in my arms tonight. I will show you what it means to at last see why, to know the love only hearts like ours can see. Only hearts as strong can weaken. Only hearts as strong can cry. Only hearts that feel the way ours does can understand the why. Only love as strong as kindness can release you from the chains of a love so strong for someone true. Only hearts like ours remain. Only hearts like ours remain. Only hearts like ours remain.
And welcome to Legal Name Fraud Radio. Outside the box, over the rainbow, whatever. Emerald table, sit around and see what we can get sorted out for ourselves and everybody else at the same time. Anyway, where to begin? Yeah, it's still kind of doing that drift thing, so really no more to follow up on with TAV other than a bunch of things just that we'd already talked about, coalescing and seeing them a bit clearer. I was inspired, been meaning to get a picture of the world map just to mess around with it. I think the older ones would be better, but anyway, I threw up a map on Facebook of the world upside down, which makes total sense for Upper and Lower Egypt, puts them in the correct, idea. Because if you look at Egypt, you'll see Lower Egypt is at the Nile Delta and Upper Egypt is south of that, which in the literal sense of topsy-turvy doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? Well, and that's the Hyksos and the Hyklos aspect, the invasion. And again, these things, I was kind of on the night shift, didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Still trying to coalesce a lot of different ideas that have been ripping through. So I think what I'd love to do tonight, if you guys are into it, is just crack the mics open now and see where we can take it from here. Your typical Saturday night hangabout, and just really wanted to chill back a little bit and get you guys in here. So for those that do want to call in, it's BTR listener 029, and the call-in number is 347-637-3265. And maybe we can talk about the world map, just the different visuals you get. It's quite something. Now, whenever you're looking at these things, do the zoom in, zoom out at the same time. Because you'll find that when you make something smaller, it changes ideas. It takes on different forms. Although the actual shape hasn't changed, the perspective of it has. And you will see some pretty interesting things when you take it down to small and then bring it back to large and in between. And you'll see a lot of different pictures unfolding, which I thought was rather cute, just with the version of the picture I had. Excuse me. Yeah, thanks, love. BTR listener 029. I did get that right. Yay. Anyway, when you look at the upside down version, remember, look at it 4 corners, right? Rotate it 4 different ways and get a bird's eye view of everything. You'll be amazed at what you'll see because you're going to look at something differently for the first time if you've never done this. Looking at a world map upside down looks nothing like the world you've been programmed into looking at and only looking at. Only one point of view for a world where there are 4 corners of the heart, 4 corners. So rotate it 4 ways. Now, if you do it up, put on your 4-way flashers. If you do it upside down, the first thing that popped into my head was looking at Africa as the head of Huckleberry Hound in a Sherlock Holmes hat. It's like he's got you can't see it, but you can visualize a magnifying glass, like he's investigating something. It also looks like potentially blowing a kiss, if you will. France and Spain or Spain in particular, being the hand. And there's also a lot of other variations in it that you can see. There's actually, if you look down to the lower left, it looks like the pig character out of Hercules in the Walt Disney movie. One of the bad guys rooting around looking for something. So I got the immediate reaction of what do they call those tubers that they get pigs to hunt for in France? They're delicacies. It'll hit me in a minute. Anyway, that's been part of my path as well. Let me see if somebody's already posted what that might be. Maybe not. But anyway, we'll see. Oh, yeah. Again, the whole Skype thing is not. What is it? Truffles, thanks. Thanks, Rohan. Truffles, yes. Not chocolate ones. Delicacy, and they're rather expensive. Anyway, it looks down to the lower left. It looks like a pig in behind. And there's also, I got this other visual of a Tyrannosaurus Rex in there in a very small form. Up to what you would see as Australia, looks like a Persian cat having a look across everything, while Huckleberry Hound is investigating this Yeti-looking creature on all 4s, with a monkey looking in from above as well, monkey head, South America, sniffing at the tail of this beast, wondering what it is. So it's it's like you got 3 characters trying to figure out what is that. And I've got some other ideas regarding Greenland or whatever, but I just thought rather interesting perspective, and you'll open your mind up a little bit more in terms of breaking programs. And that's really what this is about, breaking the programs that we've all been programmed into. Let me see. Yeah, New Zealand. Let's have a look. New Zealand look like Italy. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Isn't that funny? the new remembering CRSS light and dark. Yeah, makes total sense where it is and the as above. Talk about boots, the real boots, right? And we got lots of boots on the ground up there, don't we? The land above, Oz, right? And when you see the fractals playing out within it, get your imagination in gear, guys. That's what this is about. And without an imagination, and so many of us have had it programmed, well, humanity's had it programmed out. I mean, they don't want kids looking out the window. They want them, 2x4'd into a certain form. There's your 24 again. Into a certain way of thinking to kill the imagination. And they'll do little outlets here and there. Let's have arts class and things like that, but it's just a very small part of the day. Hey, love, how's it going?
Oh, great. Upside down and inside out looking at this. Woo!
Mm-hmm. For me, it's about spurring the imagination again, where we've been pigeonholed into a very literal reality, looking at it one way.
Oh, it's a great way to really fuck the head up and deprogram all that stuff. Oh, great. I was like trying to figure out where Nova Scotia was. Brand have to show me. I was like,
yeah, you get a different relocate of where you are. And Borean put up a picture of the lungs, the trees of life, and first reaction, Faith wrote, do you see the predator below? And now whether she was talking about the map or not, I always go to the as above, what's right above it. And lo and behold, it looks like a little demon head munching up the bronchial tubes, right? Or the spine, right?
Where are we?
It's on the Facebook. It just you might have, there's lots. Yeah, good. It's nice to see you guys. Just this is a bit of fun. Let's have a bit of fun, using your imaginations and look what's happening. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. And this is all. I'm really asking anyone to do again for themselves. See it for yourself. You don't get caught in this literal matrix, constantly in a one deer wonder, two-dimensional flat Earth paper reality, in a 3D pop-up version, which is just retarded. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and it's neat to watch people. Hey, look, you have an imagination. See, told you.
Oh, well, I'm seeing beautiful heads in the center here. Where are we? This is Africa? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So Africa's head's like a colored, there's a blue eyes. It's like a whole beautiful face. The face of Gaia, maybe. Oh, my, I'm tripping here. Wow. You see this? Okay, I can't have to put it in words. Wow. Where? Anyway, yes. I'm not finding the words to explain where I am, except Africa's the top, and there's a beautiful face in there.
Well, exactly. And, boy, what a different way of looking at it, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
And how tough was it to look at a picture? Right. So this is what I'm getting at. And how many people do you know would look at that and go, wait a minute, that's wrong, turn it over, right? Well, what's right and wrong? I mean, here's the problem with this two directions at the same time thing in a global sense. Anything that is rotating in one direction is rotating in two directions at the same time, if you're looking from above or from below. From above, if it's turning counterclockwise, it will look counterclockwise. From below, looking up, it will look clockwise. So, I mean, a lot of these things we've covered over the years, and the one thing that I have found that opens things up is the imagination. And it's not being afraid to use it. and dare to look at something and go, wait a minute, that looks like, or gee, that sounds like, and dare to challenge the dogma that you've been programmed with. I mean, it's pretty simple. You're walking around on, typically a flat surface and a meat stick. That's pretty straightforward. Use your imagination from there. Anyway, it's it's just practice and getting your crayons out. And the crayons you can get out in your own mind. It gets the bugs out, is what it does. It gets you. Thanks, Sheila. Yeah, truffle. Everyone's coming in with truffles. Yeah, it's those chocolate truffles, eh? No, they're not chocolate.
They are good, though.
Can't actually says I've ever had real truffles. Big delicacy in France. I know that. They take the pigs out the back to hunt them out in the woods, and because they can sniff them out. And they've got to be very quick, because once the pig sniffs them out, they've got to be quick to get there. Otherwise, the pig will eat them.
I know, I was talking about chocolate truffles. Me neither. I don't think I've ever had real truffles. Or non-chocolate truffles.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's like a fungus or a tuber or something, like a mushroom or whatever, but it's apparently they're not easy to find. So they, in terms of trade and commerce, they're rather expensive, which is, silly in and of itself, right? Hey, let's charge large amounts of dollars for something that's, everyone should experience.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem with commerce. It takes away the ability for others to have an experience based on something like money or an idea stopping you from doing that. I know lots of people that love flying. I know lots of people that love diving, sailing, driving, you name it. They love doing that. And they'd do it whether they were paid to do it or not. The only thing that interferes with that is, the idea of money and this self-sufficiency thing that has completely separated you from the rest of consciousness. It goes back down to the teaching of the monotheistic God aspect, one God. One truth that belongs to all. And if you go monotheistic on these things with a dogma, what you have there is a complete separation. One idea separating everyone on this planet. It's very simply this. We are all each our own aspect of creation. Truth in our own right. Of standing and being in the truth. And the one truth is not one God. It is one all-encompassing truth. So it's not about worshiping anything. It's about being neutral. One of the things I was looking at, which video was it? Anyway, they were talking about protons and electrons and how, I think it had something to do with the CERN thingy, whatever. Anyway, not once did they mention neutrons. Yeah, what are neutrons? Well, neutrons are the weak and strong force that keeps everything held together and tears it apart. So being neutral puts you in a rather interesting position. You get to step into creation in neutral. And creation takes over from there. Sorry, just yeah, you guys are having some fun. Good. Anyway, no, I was just checking the Facebook the comments. Oh yeah, I can see that one going for a bit. But isn't it funny? I did that with Ireland. Do it with individual islands and countries and stuff, and wait till you see what you see. Yeah, it's quite interesting. I was watching of course, following my trails. I watched the 13th episode of 12 Monkeys last night. Yeah, a bit of a culmination there. For anyone that followed that series. This is the last episode of the season. Whether it comes back or not is irrelevant to me. I always treat everything as is. Whatever it is, it is. But how fitting, 13 episodes in the first season. Seems to happen a lot these days, eh? And then, of course, what is today? Well, it's Galactic Tone 13, Ascension, and Crocodile, Emish. Just to give you guys, again, check these for yourself. These are each your checklist to see if you are fulfilling what you are doing, working on yourself. Can you answer these questions within yourself? Have you checked it off, or do you still need to check off something on your bucket list? Don't forget, Chekhov is the pilot for the Enterprise, Star Trek? Yeah. 13 assists us to go to the next higher step. Propels us to try something new, or to try again. 13 energy takes us over the next mountain just to see what is there. 13 carries the last success to the newest effort. So today is Crocodile, Emish. Yeah, I just have to check something. Yeah, tomorrow. Oh yeah, Thor's Hammer tomorrow. Galactic Tone 1 and Wind. I'll get to that in a minute because it's got the letter T. Thor's Hammer. Was it on in the garbage can? Something about Thor's Hammer. They found an amulet, and oh yeah, truth. T, capital T. So anyway, back to Crocodile. Emish. Check these things off as we go. Crocodile receives messages of primal creative force, imagination. Simply the beginning of all things. Crocodiles who follow their hearts are seen as genius. There is no order to the primal messages, so Crocodile... Yeah, you notice that? Yeah, there is no order to the primal messages, downloads. They just kind of come in and you got to sort them out. So Crocodile persons should direct their energies toward practical and cooperative efforts to bring productive results. Breathe. Spend a little time, inside. Crocodiles have a strong, nurturing energy and will work hard to provide security to family and friends. Yeah, we do that. Being extremely territorial, crocodiles must watch not to be overprotective or too dominating. While in these states, crocodiles are insecure, indecisive, and emotionally volatile. All right, so the whole idea of being territorial is trying to take too much control of your environment and not allowing things to unfold as they unfold. And when you get in the slipstream of things, creation unfolds them as they need to be unfolded anyway. So there's really not a lot of effort here. It's just the only effort you're going to need is to chill. And today, of course, like every other day, is a good day to open to new beginnings. So, yeah, Emish. What has it got? It's got the red pill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the 7 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 look like hairs. Yeah, interesting to have a look at that. The Mayan symbols, when you understand that a picture is supposed to paint 1,000 words, this is where your imagination kicks in. And you will find yourself pushing away a lot of really deeply ingrained programs. They're very resistive, by the way. Well, everyone's going to think I'm nuts if I say this. Well, have a look at it, dare to say it, and geez, you never know. You could be right. Have a little faith in yourself. That's what What makes you think somebody else knows everything and more than you? And that's a problem with the egos, because that's exactly what egos do. They're very intellectual about it, aren't they? Dare to be a little bit different. Dare to challenge the status quo. We don't deal in quotas here, okay? Creation is infinite and all abundant. Step into it and see for yourself. I could make it harder than that, but, you know, that's what it is. Dare to be you. Dare to challenge bullshit. Speaking of, I had a good laugh today. Funny how things work out, isn't it? I'll get to the Mayan, well, I should probably wait till tomorrow. I'll do it now because it is tomorrow. Never mind. Okay, self-correct moment. Discussion group. Excuse me. What, you think I don't self-correct on the fly too? What, you think I'm perfect or something? Well, there's something we can disagree on in terms of perfection of creation, the trueness of self, yes. And walking around a meat stick, well, you got a few things to sort out. Don't you think? Yeah, there was a moonroof. I like that. Kitty cat sitting on a moonroof. Photograph from underneath. Where are we? I thought it was really funny. Where is it? I like the lawful permit. That's so funny. Yeah, this is what paper is. This one's been around for a while. Thanks, Luca, for posting it. I love this one. Lawful permit. I certify that this is a lawful permit to do anything I want. As you can clearly see, it is very fancy paper and has pictures of pyramids and eagles and even has one of those notary stamps on it. It is even signed by some guy in the signature box, so that clearly proves that this is a real important piece of paper. I will now go about my business of doing what I want. Have a wonderful and lawful day. Perfect. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah. Talk about the psychos hanging out with the psychos. Check this out. Cops are needing psyche handlers here in an effort to prevent them from figuring out that they're the bad guys. And isn't it funny that it's the Hamilton Police, Hamilton, Ontario? And not to be outdone, there's another reference, same day, to, guess what? The Guelph cops, too. Well, yeah, I know, they're fucking psycho. Mental health crisis workers join Guelph police team. Well, why not? They got the Homewood Sanitarium there. You know, keeping it close and home, you know. Yeah, mental health crisis. Well, tell you what, how nice of the psyche evaluation to be in the car with you driving around. Why don't you do that with normal people? You let them go about their day and be observed in their normal day. Oh, no, you'd rather poison them and inject them and imprison them. And oh, yeah. We know all about you. Oh, yeah, we know all about you. Nice flak jacket. That's absolute fear of getting shot. What, are you expecting it? Yeah. Must be. And, of course, the photograph here. Unbelievable. And I say that tongue-in-cheek. Psychopath. Psi, spirit, co-duality, path. That's what a psychopath is. Legal name and you. Two paths. Makes you a psychopath. Schizophrenic. True story. You think you're a thing? Paper doll? Oh, you think you're a meat stick now? Okay. Well, they're both dead without you. So who are you? Yeah. Who are you? Really, who are you? Well-trained and experienced mental health crisis workers. Yeah, indeed. Well, as soon as you get them off the steroids and the methadone and the rampaging of, raping and pillaging the people on a minute-by-minute daily basis, well, mental health crisis indeed. You got your work cut out for you. But here, go to loseaname.com. Learn the truth. Read a few essays. Learn about you. Craziness. Guelph. Yeah, the goo elf. The gooey elf. Ham. L-tone. Yeah, I'd say. let that roll around a bit. Slow down with your words too. This is where you'll find most. Well, not most. This is where you'll find the magic. As soon as you slow down, take a word apart slowly. Hear the sounds of it. All the different sounds trapped within one little spell. X-Man just pulling up. Here's one I just stumbled across. Without even looking for it. Very cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Let's have a look. That would be the as above. If you were to take that and fold it inside out, you'll have a different look at it. Very interesting. Still, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the curvatures of it. Yeah, crazy flight lines. Oh, here we go. Roar's coming in. Thanks, guys. I'm really not feeling that talkative tonight.
Oh, that's okay. The Mayan, I have that saved and I check it out pretty often, and it says 13 carries the last success to the newest effort. And then, speaking of time, going left and right, they have the previous day to the left, the next day to the right. But I like the little time jump with your successes. That's how you stay in the now. And just let it flow.
Exactly. So tomorrow, in the Mayan sense of things, in the secular aspect, is one unity, and wind, which is eek. Take your Ascension crocodile and play it next to this, and you'll see the order of things. Again, your checklist. Galactic Tone 1, which is unity. 1 is the beginning of all things. Remember, we do the 13 cycles. And that's the wheel within a wheel within a wheel. That's why the Mayan is the as above. And it's not a literal calendar. It is a creational reminder. So Galactic Tone 1.
It reminds me of a blueprint or architecture, the architecture of it, of creation. That's beautiful.
Exactly. And again, they're not done with words, they're done with pictures. They're pictograms. Right? So typically a picture it can be open to interpretation. And that's why it's so important to understand the symbologies, the concepts that are contained within shapes, different shapes, what they mean, to as many different levels as you can find. Like breaking down the phonics of words, using the grammatical rules of, grammar and verbs, nouns, and all of it. Changing all the sounds around, using the same rules that the language was built with. Well, if the language was built with the grammatical tools and rules, you can deconstruct it and reconstruct it in your own image, So one unity is the beginning of all things. It is the first, the whole, and the all-in-one. Ones are assertive and self-guided and give a good push to whatever project they are associated with. Yeah, you guys fulfill that. One person's work best when meeting a challenge. Yeah, don't we ever. Do not expect one person to be attentive to details or put the finishing touches on things. No, the devil's in the details. We'll give you as much detail as you need to see it in absolute detail. Without all the details, the literal explanations. That for me is really the toughest thing to work yourself into, is removing this urge to tell about. I use the example of someone going to the store to get something to eat to come back. I don't need to know who you met. I don't need, if it's part of an experience, whatever, where it happened during that, yeah, definitely. But the whole idea is get to the point and quit beating around the bush. Get into the fiery bush. Let her fly. So wind, this is the upcoming. Breath of spirit, breath of life. Winds embody the power of dissemination and planting of good seeds or ideas. Yep. That's divine wind, the tsunami. Or kamikaze. Yeah, definitely the tsunami of the kamikaze. Winds embody the power of dissemination and planting of good seeds or ideas. Dreamers and planners with powerful imaginations. Wind persons make great orators, and they spread the word of spiritual inspiration as is carried by the wind. And haven't you noticed your ability to be a good orator? Someone who can speak well, yes. And haven't you noticed your imagination's getting bigger? Yay! As is carried by the wind. Wind is the power behind the movement of natural cycles such as weather or not. Weather, right? Wind is your breath. Okay, what you speak. As the wind, these persons are extremely changeable and adaptable. Yeah, we, like the chameleon, we adapt to the situation, but we don't hide. A chameleon is one that is about camouflage and hiding from a predator. No, we are the chameleon that adjusts within the reality, highly and completely visible in that. So you are being a chameleon in the greatest sense, but not a chameleon at all in the camouflage sense of what a chameleon is. Wind is the power behind the movement of natural cycles such as weather, erosion, and cultural change. As the wind, these persons are extremely changeable and adaptable. They may appear inconsistent or fickle to others. Wind, yeah, because we don't stick on one idea as being the whole truth. It's one more step to finding that. Wind can be destructive to self and others by putting on airs. Oh, yeah. When winds strut and boast, expanding on facts and accomplishments, they are building the dark clouds of trouble that may become hurricanes. So it's a good day to send communications of all kinds. This is where you learn to adjust your own windows, okay? Knowing where you can ruffle feathers or not. It just depends on where you are. So you adjust your wind accordingly. Otherwise, you'll create your own hurricanes and your own storms. And I've done that much of my life, as I'm sure a few of you have too. And it's about cooling those down, and that takes a bit of work. We've been through a lot of emotional storms. We get confronted with confronted with hate every day in one form or another. Get used to it. It doesn't affect me though. I look at it and go, yeah, whatever. Here's not too bad. I really wish you'd have got it, but moving on and just leave it. Let sleeping dogs lie. Let the dead carry out the dead. It is only your obligation to know the truth within yourself. And once you got that sorted out, yeah, you'll want to share it with people, but do this. When you share the seed, did you know that legal name is fraud and it's actually illegal to use one? The ones that are curious are the ones that it resonated with because they knew something was wrong. Those are the seeds that are taking root, and they will come to you to be watered. Right? Don't give them too much. You'll know, based on how you are, where you are, to see where someone else is and to step beside them and walk with them from their point of view to show them this. It's a very, very simple thing. Those that you throw the seeds and they're not really that interested in hearing any more about it because it is what it is. They're not interested in being watered. Those seeds have fallen on the rocks, the infertile soil. So don't worry about it. It's not up to you. You're not here to be a savior. All right, that's each and every one of our own duties and jobs within ourselves to do that, to take full responsibility for self. Now, where others are concerned in terms of harming others, well, those are the demons they're going to have to deal with. And all involved are all involved for the purpose of creation itself. So leave it there. In as much as you don't want to get emotionally embroiled in things, this is the extent of being so caring and had enough of this evil and nonsense, but not getting dragged into that, remaining neutral on it, knowing that that is what needs to get taken out, get rid of it. So there's no malice there. There's, in terms of anyone, individual or person or whatever the case may be, it is simply the destruction of evil itself. You know, someone had posted a video in the discussion group. Thanks for posting it. Very difficult to watch these things, to see the insanity of humanity murdering itself, especially in around Ukraine, and just this constant warmongering parasite reality that the legal name makes possible. The one agreement that makes it possible for this demonic aspect to feed on life itself. As soon as you remove that, and it's only, you just have to change your mind on it. You just have to know that, one, you're not a paper doll name thing that you've been programmed to think you are. That's just an idea that's been planted in your head by mom and dad, thinking that's your name. And of course, you know, mom and dad, the body that you're walking around in and the name that you think is yours was sold to the crown. It wasn't even sold. It was given and paid for. Not only are parents registering kids, there's a little fee for a birth certificate, isn't there? There's a little fee to do these things. So not only do they want it a gift, it must be a gift because you're actually paying them to do it. Here, while you're at it, while you're taking the soul of my child, here's a few bucks to make sure that you can keep it in effect. Talk about a 1-2 punch knockout for the soul. It's not only a gift, it's been paid for. You pay to enslave your kids, people. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. Anyway. Yeah, I found it kind of interesting that Canada's got such a large landmass. Why? You know, because of their great military. And no. It's because it's an extension of the City of London.
Wow.
That Canada is the extension of the City of London.
Wow.
Why do you think?
That's right.
Yeah, well, have a look at it. You'll see.
Oh yeah, it's right across.
Yeah, since when does one country have that much land without a military force holding it in place? You know, the Americans think they're tough, eh? Look at the size of Canada, huh? You want to do the Luciferian dick measuring contest? That's the City of London, though, right? That's the City of London. And who knows how big these things actually are, or how small they are. You know, I know from my own travels, you know, I've been to Vancouver and I've been to Newfoundland. You know, it's a big place. It takes a while to fly it, but I don't, you know, well, I do know because I was looking out the window. They were traveling in a straight line. Sort of, I guess, you know. But you know, calculate the speed and knowing the distance and everything else. Yeah, it's a big place. But really, in a book, the only thing you can base your reality on is what you've been taught out of a book from somebody else's pictures. I mean, really, they only have one, quote, photograph, unquote, of the Earth from space. And it's a composite of many to make it look like a globe. Yep. Only one shot, one look. And they built an entire reality around it. So, anyway, it is what it is. Oh, got another one here. Rohan's coming in. Good morning, guys. like I said, I'm not even sure if we'll do the rollover tonight, but well, let's see where we go. Like I said, I'm just not really in a mood to talk tonight. I get those every so often.
I really like the image of the ice cream cone, Rohan. I didn't see it until you pointed it out, but it sure does look like an upside down ice cream cone, South America. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, ice cream, you scream. We all scream for ice cream. Oh, it looks like somebody dropped their ice cream cone.
This is an ingenious way of helping us break all those programs. Wow. Beautiful.
Yeah, swing your world around a little bit. Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Got a lot of noise back. Oh, okay, thanks. Wow, that was loud. That's all good, though. We made it. We're okay. Roar's here, too, so come on in, guys.
It's 4:20 time here.
Yeah, 4:20 indeed. 42, the answer to life.
We've been watching those Dig programs, the Dig videos, TV show. Wow. Had everything in there, right? Woo.
Everything's there. I didn't watch any of them last night. Excuse me, I want to take a little break from them. 12 Monkeys came in, and I was tracking a couple of other things. And the other side of it was, well, if I watch these, there's not a chance I'm going to go to sleep. Because I get fired up and go, right? So I thought, okay, I'll do the 12 Monkeys and watch a couple of things. And I was hoping I'd fall asleep, but it didn't quite work that way. I think I got to sleep about 6 or so this morning. I was up again, I think about 12:30 I was drifting, so. Half a dozen hours, that's plenty.
It changes, eh? Every day mine whole sleep cycle's upside down. It's all right, though. I'm glad I don't have to go to school in the morning.
Yeah. Boy, I still have issues getting over that, you know. I'm not working. I'm not doing something. I got, you know, and that really is. That's a deep one in me. That got to get it done, you know. That. Oh yeah. Did anyone get a chance to check out Frankenstein's monster there, or Frankenstein, the removing of the human head guy? Anyone watch his TED Talk? Oh my God, he's creepy. Yeah. What was his name? Sergio. Oh, here, let me just scroll down. Yeah, talk about living up to one's name. Here, let's go to. I know what path he's walking. Yeah, I guess they talk about the spine and the brain. You're dealing with pia mater and dura mater and arachnid in the spine and the brain, and they kind of work together, you know. Sort of thing. I can't imagine what would happen if you put two different pia mater, dura mater, arachnid things together. That just doesn't look like, to me, that just doesn't, it's not going to have a good outcome. I mean, it's bad enough with the reptilian jump start here, you know. Where was it? Yeah, what was the guy's name? Yeah, go ahead, guys. I'm just going to dig this up, and no pun intended, but anyway, and see what we got. Talk amongst yourselves.
So who else is on? It's Rohan and Fear and Roar. Yay.
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
So this is hi, Rohan.
Today was just a very chill day.
It was is a chill day for us too. We may learn how to make pitas today. Boy, is that ever fun and easy. Pita bread, your own pita bread. Better than any pita bread from the store, I'll tell you. Woo! Easy. So much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like making pita bread already, sister? Woo!
I've made Indian flatbread.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd never done it. With Brand here, he's just such an eager assistant in the kitchen. I can't tell you, it's just beautiful. Woo! I'm like, whoa, we're going to do this? Oh, yeah, let's do that. So, opening up many, many dimensions over here.
Hey, Brand.
Yeah.
Hey.
I like that post on Facebook. I did cruise through the pages, and the one that you had posted, that was a long one, but I read it. It was awesome.
It's from the book Sarah T.M. Organum or something like that. It's a really good book. It's basically what Kate says. It's almost like she wrote it.
Did you put the link up for it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, cool.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing about truth. It's not. I'm not seeing it here, so we'll move on. Anyway, that's the thing about truth. That when you step into it, isn't it funny how, wow, yeah, you could have wrote that.
Yeah.
That's why phonics makes you look like a genius.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. Go ahead, play with people with it, and you'll when you see their eyes, they'll look at you.
It gets their attention right quick.
Yes.
I love it.
You know, and that's the thing too. It breaks ego programs really quick as well, because it's like this. It says, don't be thinking I'm special doing this. This is for all, and all you need to just get your crayons out, and you'll see for yourself. So it's not about. You see, the ego has this tendency of wanting to worship another because they're, oh my God, you're so smart, you're so this. No, that's not what this is about here. This is about you seeing that within yourself.
Wow.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Dare to be creative. Go ahead, try it. You'll see what happens. Yeah, people will think you're a fucking genius. They really will. And all you've been doing is, wow, gee, I really hate being screwed over by, other people taking things from me just because a piece of it says so. From there to here, and that's essentially that's how my road started. I mean, I remember the first job in Ponderosa of all places, steakhouse. Let's go right to the death eating 101 right there, eh? And I remember we started at $2.15 an hour. Yeah, I'm old. Get over it. Anyway, $2.15 an hour. And when you got your paycheck, you did the math, right? Hey, how come you took a quarter of what I was making? I don't know anybody. Well, that's just the rules. Well, I could probably do a lot better spreading that around than somebody else that's going out to get an Armani suit with it. Isn't it funny how we play checks and checkers here? Chancellor of the Exchequer. Yeah, the Chancellor. Yeah, you're the Chancellor of the Exchequer. It just depends how you pronounce C8. Don't chance it when you can can't it. Get it? Can't? Magic. Oh, yeah. Tricky stuff. Yeah, things still haven't really coalesced completely, so I was in a bit of a flurry yesterday with all of the information coming in as it was, and yeah, it was funny. I'm still pretty bright here. That was throwing me off as well. I'm looking at the clock. Oh, geez, 20 to 7. I better get my ass in gear here. Kind of thing. So, time right now is just, I can't even put a word to it. It's just not the same anymore. You know, I can't even put that in words. Anybody want to take a run at? No, I can't even put that in words to ask you how to have a look at it. Anyway, yeah, it gets real fun. Yeah, I seem to be getting a lot of these lately too. You know, Skype spammers. 1 sec. Yeah, right. Okay. Typical stuff. View profile. Oops, garbage cans lighting up here. Kill. There we go. Sorry about that. Contact profile. Wearing a military uniform. I've seen this guy at least 20 times. Oh, different name though.
I'm getting a lot of those guys too.
Yeah, bizarre,
Yeah.
Eh? Yeah.
I just talk about the legal name fraud and usually decline.
Yeah. Well, I usually go a little bit further than that, but I'm just not bothering anymore. But here, compliment of the day. You should learn to speak English, actually. James Millie. How are you? Just hoping everything is well with you. I came across your name, and I would like to chat with you and get to know you better. You can write me on this email. What? So you can... No, I don't think so. Yeah, okay. Ain't gonna happen. Sorry. There we go. Thanks, Diesel. Yeah, the transplant head body... Canavero. Cana... Yeah, the Canaan. Gaines. You know, they make dog food, right? Gainsburger? Yeah, Canesburger. Never mind. Hamburger, Canesburger. It's all hamburger and dog meat to me. It's all about feeding that dog. Woof, woof. Maybe a bowl will help. I'll do that.
It will.
Yeah. Anything else interesting on the horizon with you guys? Any little fractal moments you want to share?
I noticed that they renamed the CERN Collider. That was funny. Somebody.
Oh, the hard-on one?
Yeah, typo.
Yeah, that was good. That was awesome.
Yeah, the BBC typo. The hard-on collider. Oh, yeah. That's going to hurt. Walk into a wall with one of those. That's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's because you're looking with the wrong eye, stupid. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
Oh, I did a little pass down the red heifer.
Yeah.
End up in China with some red-haired, white-faced folks. Yeah.
The red. Now let's go to the traditional hair color of the Irish is red.
Yeah.
Then you talk about the red giants in North America, right? So there's see, this fractal still hasn't fully completed for me. The Ireland, India, Egypt connection, and North America. It all connects, and it's all got to do with that red hair. So, red heifer, red hair. Mm-hmm. So that's the emotional rabbit, right? That's talk about swinging all the way to the the other side. I'm just gonna be a babbling fool tonight. I just here's a question. Did anyone ever get back to me with the calls? You're all over the air. I guess this is how they counter the attention clean house. No, they cowards will never confront the truth. That's a simple fact. I mean, I dealt with enough of those Goonies from the psychopaths from the Hamilton dog force and the Guelph dog force, and Well, here, this is for the psycho or the mental health worker. What would you think of someone that deliberately went out of their way to rape and pillage someone's family, someone's home, someone's life, destroy their life, for exposing a legal truth that makes them all liable and culpable for the harm they're creating against all of humanity? Would you think that's a little psychopathic? How about this? How about you, someone that would that's so afraid of being caught for their lies and bullshit, take someone that's exposing it and throw them in a jail cell for 28 days in solitary? What kind of a psyche profile would you put on an individual like that? Well, that's who you're fucking working with. That's who you're working with. The Guelph police, the Hamilton, any police, I don't care. Just kind of funny that those were the very two dog teams that were tracking me, that were harassing me, that inevitably raped my entire existence for exposing legal name fraud in its very simple forms at that time, exposing the bank fraud from Bank of Montreal and all those involved with it, exposing the mayor and all her staff and the newspaper, Andrew at Guelph Mercury, and exposing all of them as one collective fucking unit that works together to parasite the community. You included, psyche worker. How would you assess that? Would you consider that psychopathic? Schizophrenic? Yeah, me too. Well, you're riding around in the fucking cars with them. You should be the one wearing the flak jacket, honey. Just saying. Because they're nasty. And they don't fucking care who they hurt to steal whatever it is they want to feed their parasitical demonic appetites. All schizophrenic, thinking they're not only a legal name, but they think they're a constable or a police officer. And then they think they're a rank of some kind. How many layers of schizophrenia do I need to expose? So the simple question is, who are you? Someone says they're a cop. That's a fictional character. That's a job. That's not a state of mind. But if they claim to be that, then at least now you can assess that state of mind. In the same way, you might want to look in your own mirror and assess yourself as a psychopathic, that's spirit of two paths, schizophrenic, thinking that you're a doctor with a legal name and a mental health worker with a legal name. So here we have the foxes in the hen house assessing each other about not whether or not they've killed a chicken, but how well they did it and how much each of them could feed on it. Yeah, I know the torture that Homewood Sanitarium is all about. Oh, yeah. Did a good number on my mom. Oh, yeah. They do like their electricity there, don't they? Yeah, they do like their ant-abuse, mind abuse. Ant-abuse is a drug used on alcoholics to make them ill if they drink alcohol. But there it is, mind abuse. And that's the problem with schizophrenic psychopaths. Those that claim titles and offices and base their entire existence around one idea that was given to them by somebody else of what they want to be. What kind of career do you want to have, honey? Career, spirit ass. It's madness. It's absolute sheer and utter madness. And there's humanity walking around thinking this is normal. That's fucking loony. That's loony. Speaking of cartoons, Looney Tunes, They sound like very rational statements, don't they? I mean, it's not like I'm ranting off the deep end here with some theories or whatever. I'm just stating facts.
Well, you know, when we were talking about the transplanting head and body, my mom had a cornea transplant, and they were giving her medication so her body wouldn't reject it, but it made her fall down unconscious repeatedly. And then she was labeled Alzheimer's from the damage done. It's such a terrible medical system. Oh, my God. Yep. And so a head transplant and head and body, yeah, good luck. The body doesn't reject that. Wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
Excuse me. Yeah, here's a question that came in today from Malaya. Hi, Kate. After listening to one of your shows, the question that came to mind is: Are you having a specific diet, and do you speak many languages? Alea is not my real name. GF suggested suggested not to use real name on Facebook. Who cares? And all I answered was this, and these are great questions. As long as you know it's not your real name, okay? No such thing as one real name. One path, truth, and that encompasses all names, always. Infinite paths. Thinking one is a name, quote unquote, legal or otherwise, is dead to creation, infinite. Right? That's it. And again, it's not about what you ought to have said or not. It's these are just simple truths that you need just to look at and see for yourself. Now, as far as the diet question goes, I don't care what I eat. I just really don't like eating at all anymore. Anyway, it's boring. It's, you know, I basically do just what I have to. I don't focus, you know, where some people make it their entire focus to, well, you have to eat this and this and this in this order, and no, that's program. Listen, I know what's relatively good for me and the body, and what's relatively not. But that being said, there's nothing relatively good to eat on this planet for the most part anyway, because it's all consuming life anyway. So, I mean, that's a catch-22 right there. So for me, I just kind of go, well, when in Rome, I just do whatever I have to do. It's as simple as this. I don't have to wear a crazy, multifaceted outfit where one toga fits all, you know? So you take upon you whatever it is that you want to do. There's no judgment here. I have a vegetarian diet. You know, I'll eat a little bit of cheese here and there, but vegetarian diet. I don't eat anything with living consciousness that had to be killed to eat. Now, you can argue about, well, vegetables, and yeah, I know. I get it. It's not about debating this. It's about accepting that upon yourself, which you can tolerate until you don't have to tolerate it anymore. Do I have the answers to that? No. Am I looking for them? Yeah. And that's all I'm worried about, just looking. And everything I've needed to find has presented itself when I needed to find it. Have you guys noticed the same trend? Yeah. That's what happened with me. I mean, hey, I used to barbecue. That was lived on the barbecue, man. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Well, we were just talking, Brandon and I, about how we've changed so much from when we were younger, and just the things, us too, we hardly eat. But hey, fresh pita bread, and nothing like it.
Oh, it's amazing. Something else too. Like you take a child, for example. You see it show up in movies every so often. The Last Mimsy has a good example of this particular scene I'm going to describe. But the moment you tell a child that's aware enough about the world around them, the animals and the trees and the birds and people and all of it, once they've got a relative awareness of the world around them, and you tell them that what they're eating was a baby lamb.
Mm. Yep.
That child's going to make it change, don't you think? Because they always do. Like the great example was the little girl eating a hamburger in The Last Mimsy, and she's talking about how, you know, people eating animals and stuff, and and then her brother tells her, well, what do you think you're eating? I said, what do you mean? He says, the hamburger, that's a cow, and she just spit it all out. And that's really that's my line of demarcation with me. Nothing with consciousness gets killed to sustain me. That's a tree of life that you weren't supposed to consume from. It goes back to Enoch. Here, let's go to Enoch. Seeing as we're having a bit of fun tonight, let's do that. Yeah, all I need to do is find the groove, and then once we're in the groove, I can go from there. And that's it. I just haven't been in a groove today at all. I just got up, showered, did my thing, tidied the room, normal stuff. Let me see. Yeah, I left off, I think, on 10 the last time. So let's carry on, because I'm pretty sure this will be in here very quickly. But so this is chapter 10 of the book of Enoch. How many verses? Yeah, 29 verses in this one. Interesting, there's that 29 again. It's coming up everywhere. Chapter 10. Let me go back to that. Chapter 10. Then the Most High, the Great and Holy One, spoke, and sent Artha Yalal Yor, whatever, Azi, sent Azi to the son of Lamech. Actually, the Greek text reads Uriel, okay? Saying, say to him in my name, conceal yourself. Then explain to him the consummation which is about to take place, for all the earth shall perish. The waters of a deluge shall come over the whole earth, and all things which are in it shall be destroyed. And now teach him how he may escape, and how his seed may remain in all the earth. Now remember, the seed is a spark of life, and the earth is the heart itself. Again the Lord said to Raphael, bind Azazel hand and foot, cast him into darkness, and opening the desert, which is in the Dudal, cast him in there. And boy, have we walked through that desert to get rid of Azazel, eh? Throw upon him hurled and pointed stones, covering him with darkness. There shall he remain forever, cover his face that he may not see the light. And in the great day of judgment let him be cast into the fire. Restore the earth which the angels have corrupted, and announce life to it, that I may revive it. That's what we're doing. Demons and angels, that's where you come in, the saints. The say-ents, the himself, herself, itself, minds. Right? So again, 10 verse 10, restore the earth which the angels have corrupted, and announce life to it, that I may revive it. And all the sons of men shall not perish in consequence of every secret by which the watchers have destroyed, and which they have taught their offspring. Again, this is the innocent ignorant, the ones that were corrupted and don't know they're corrupted. You'll find these people too when you tell them about legal name fraud. Just out of fear they'll run, okay? But don't worry. If they're truly on the path, they can't claim ignorance anymore. But anyway, there you go. You'll see it for yourself. So, verse 12. All the earth has been corrupted by the effects of the teaching of Azazel. To him, therefore, ascribe the whole crime. Yeah. To Gabriel also the Lord said, go to the biters. Now, a biter is bastard, basically, more accurately. So, to Gabriel also the Lord said, go to the bastards, to the reprobates, to the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, the offspring of the watchers, from among men. Bring them forth and excite them one against another. Let them perish by mutual slaughter, for length of days shall not be theirs. They shall all entreat you, but their fathers shall not obtain their wishes respecting them. For they shall hope for eternal life, and that they may live each of them 500 years. To Michael likewise the Lord said, go and announce his crime to Samyaza, and to the others who are with him. This is announcing the one sin. All right? And we know the original sin here. It's the intent to deceive the innocent. Legal name is one of the effects of it. The cause is always in the choice, the thought itself. And you will see the effect change only when you, the cause, changes. Right? Can't change the effect if you're not going to change the cause. Okay? And that's yours. You get to change that. Only you, nobody else. So go and announce his crime to Samyaza and to others who are with him who have been associated with women, that they might be polluted with all their impurity. Now that's not in the most literal sense. It is, but it isn't. And to me, the word women here means the harlot. Okay? That they might be polluted with all their impurity. And when all their sons shall be slain, when they shall see the perdition of their beloved, bind them for 70 generations underneath the earth, even to the day of judgment, and of consummation until the judgment, the effect of which will last forever, be completed. Then shall they be taken away into the lower depths of the fire and torments, and in the confinement shall they be shut up forever. Immediately after this shall he, together with them, burn and perish, that they they shall be bound until the consummation of many generations. He, by the way, is Samyaza. Destroy all the souls addicted to dalliance, dolly ants. Yeah, the doll, consciousness mind, paper dolls, legal namers. And the offspring of the watchers. That's who they are. They're the offspring of the watchers. They're addicted to the dalliance. For they have tyrannized over mankind. Dalliance or lust. Look at that. Dalliance, lust. Let every oppressor perish from the face of the earth. Let every evil work be destroyed. The plant of righteousness and of rectitude appear, and its produce become a blessing. Yeah, it seems that works a lot better for me too. Righteousness and rectitude shall be forever planted with delight. And then shall all the saints give thanks and live until they have begotten 1,000 children, while the whole period of their youth and their Sabbath shall be completed in peace. In those days all the earth shall be cultivated in righteousness. It shall be wholly planted with trees and filled with benediction. Every tree of delight shall be planted in it. In it shall vines be planted, and the vine which shall be planted in it shall yield fruit to satiate fully. Every seed which shall be sown in it shall produce for 1 measure 1,000, and 1 measure of olives shall produce 10 presses of oil. Purify the earth from all oppression, from all injustice, from all crime, from all impiety, and from all the pollution which is committed upon it. Exterminate them from the earth. Then shall all the children of men be righteous, and all nations shall pay me divine honors, and bless me, and all shall adore me. Now, that is talking about truth itself, magnetic electric. Giving the creation itself, truth source itself, that we're all part of. Yeah, the divine honors go there. I'm good with that. Because without that, you are not anything. You are not. End of. The earth shall be cleansed from all corruption, from every crime, from all punishment, from all suffering. Neither will I again send a deluge upon it from generation to generation forever. In those days I will open the treasures of blessing which are in heaven, that I may cause them to descend upon the earth and upon all the works and labor of man. Peace and equity shall associate with the sons of men all the days of the world and every generation of it. No chapter 11. Funny that. No duality. Chapter 12. Before all these things Enoch was concealed, nor did any one of the sons of men know where he was concealed, where he had been, and what had happened. He was wholly engaged with the holy ones and with the watchers in his days. Enoch was blessing the great Lord and King of peace. And behold, the watchers called me Enoch, the scribe. Then the Lord said to me, Enoch, scribe of righteousness, go tell the watchers of heaven who have deserted the lofty sky and their holy everlasting station, who have been polluted with women, and have done as the sons of tempted in to the physical depths. That's what that's saying. And have done as the sons of men do by taking to themselves wives, and who have been greatly corrupted on the earth. That on the earth they shall never obtain peace and remission of sin, for they shall not rejoice in their offspring. They shall behold the slaughter of their beloved, shall lament for the destruction of their sons, and shall petition forever, but shall not obtain mercy and peace. Well, that's the wish, right? You didn't give mercy. Why would you expect it? You see? That which you wish upon another, you wish upon self. We've always been merciful. Hey, what are you doing? What? Come on, man. Right? It's not like you were drawing a 9mm penis extension while somebody runs away because there's something wrong with their license plate or something.
Tailgate. Taillight.
Yeah. So, again, that's the mirror. And this is just a caution, caution, to those out there that, you know, tapping the airwaves here, might be a uniform or something. Yeah, this is just us reminding you. You don't want to hear this tormenting you forever, okay? You really don't. Neither shall relief, mercy, and supplication be yours on account of the oppression which you have taught. This is chapter 13. Let me go back to it. Chapter 13, verse 1. Then Enoch, passing on, said to Azazel, you shalt not obtain peace. A great sentence is gone forth against you. He shall bind you. Neither shall relief, mercy, and supplication be yours on account of the oppression which you have taught. Not like we haven't told the Pope and the Queen and the presidents and the governors and the cops and the lawyers and the judges.
And everybody we know.
Yeah, all of the Azazel worshippers we've told. Neither shall relief, mercy, and supplication be yours on account of the oppression which you have taught. You know, you have to teach a child to kill. Because if you tell a child that's eating a lamb that they just saw in a cartoon and we're at the farm visiting, and they won't be eating that for long. The only reason they're eating it is because you put it on a plate for them. Yeah, guilty as charged, right here. I put that on my daughter's plates. I taught them to consume death. You know, come on.
Yeah.
Change the path, though, right? You see the evil, you change the path. And on account of every act of blasphemy, tyranny, and sin which you have discovered to the children of men, all the nasty things you've taught. Then departing from him, I spoke to them all together, and they all became terrified and trembled. Oh, yeah. Beseeching me to write for them a memorial of supplication, that they might obtain forgiveness, and that I might make the memorial of their prayer send up before God of heaven. This is us right now, guys. Knock, knock, ye knock, knock. Okay? This is heaven knocking on your fucking door, people. This is us reaching out to truth itself, saying, "Hey, watch. No, you got to be in the truth to do this. You got to remove the lies, little by little, and as much and as fast as you can. But become aware that you're actually harming others, and change your ways from that. Because here's the problem with it. Beseeching me to write, that's all of us writing for you. For them, a memorial of supplication, that's why you should be let off the hook for the evil you're doing. Truth doesn't allow that. So you're asking the wrong being here. You need to ask yourself this, people, and those of us at this table, we have asked ourselves and changed our paths. You know, so beseeching me or anybody to write for you a memorial of supplication that you might obtain forgiveness, and that, you know, somehow I might make the memorial of their prayer ascend up before the God of heaven, truth of heaven itself, because they could not themselves, their forwards, address him, nor raise up their eyes to heaven, truth itself, on account of the disgraceful a disgraceful offense for which they were judged within themselves? It's still all about you here, have you noticed? No, you're the one that has to lift your eyes up and give supplication. Then I wrote a memorial of their prayer and supplications. Yo, truth, what do you think? Wait a minute. Truth says this, right? Then I wrote a memorial of their prayers and supplications for their spirits, for everything which they had done, and for the subject of their entreaty, that they might obtain remission and rest. Still merciful to the end, aren't we? Proceeding on, I continued over the waters of Danbaden, which is on the right to the west of Arm and Hammer, reading the memorial of their prayer until I fell asleep. Okay, yeah, this is us yelling out to you, all of creation. God, if you will. You, all of you, in the oneness of it all. Are you separating yourself from that creation? And behold, a dream came to me, and visions appeared above me. I fell down. This is Enoch talking. And behold, a dream came to me, and visions appeared above me. I fell down and saw a vision of punishment, that I might relate it to the sons of heaven, and reprove them. Let them know, let Azazel and the crew know. The angels, the fallen ones, the demons. When I awoke, I went to them, all being collected together, stood weeping in Abel Sayal, which is situated between Libanos and Senesser, with their faces veiled. Still with your face covered. Weeping? When I awoke, I went to them, all being collected together, stood weeping. Now, I would say that would be you and I standing weeping. Being collected together, I stood weeping. Related in their presence all the visions which I had seen in my dream, and began to utter these words of righteousness, reproving the watchers of heaven. Chapter 14. This is the book of the words of righteousness and of the reproof of the watchers who belong to the world, according to that which he who is holy and great commanded in the vision. I perceived, this is the truth speaking. When you hear the truth, you know it. I perceived in my dream that I was now speaking with a tongue of flesh, and with my breath, which the Mighty One has put into the mouth of men, that they might converse with it. See, there's the corruption of the breath, you see. Who belongs to the world, or, in quotes, this is another saying, who are from eternity. World being creation itself, the spiral, yin-yang, 0 point, in-out torus field. Anyway, carrying on. And understand, I'll finish off the last part again, that I was now speaking with a tongue of flesh and with my breath, which the mighty One has put into the mouth of men, that they might converse with it. And understand with the heart, as he has created and given to men the power of comprehending the word of understanding, so has he created and given to me the power of reproving the watchers. You know what's going on. You understand and comprehend this. You can't claim stupid and foul on this one. Reproving the watchers, the offspring of heaven. I have written your petition, and in my vision it has been shown me that that what you request will not be granted you as long as the world endures. As long as you keep doing what you're doing, no. Immortality will not be granted you. Legal name fraud says that the intent was to make damn sure that you were never even given that opportunity. 3, judgment has been passed upon you. Your request will not be granted you. You show up to heaven's gates with ID? Well, sorry, you're the offspring of the watchers. And I don't know how many more times we're going to be able to say this. Well, we'll just keep saying it until it can't be said anymore. Because you do understand with the heart. Only a heartless demon, watcher offspring angel could stomach murdering and raping a child. Where's your heart in that? So, no, judgment has been passed upon you. You did it yourself. You showed through your actions your own judgment. Your silence is golden moment. Have a look at your own actions. Your request will not be granted you. From this time forward, never shall you ascend into heaven. He has said that on the earth he will bind you as long as the world endures. But before these things you shall behold the destruction of your beloved sons. You shall not possess them, but they shall fall before you by the sword. Neither shall you entreat for them, not for yourselves. But you shall weep and supplicate in silence the words of the book which I wrote. And there's a subnote here. But you shall weep, I wrote. So this is what else it's saying. Or, likewise, despite your tears and prayers, you will receive nothing, whatever contained in the writing which I have written. A vision thus appeared to me. Behold, in that vision, clouds and a mist invited me. Agitated stars and flashes of lightning impelled and pressed me forwards, while winds in the vision assisted my flight, accelerating my progress. They elevated me aloft to heaven. I proceeded until I arrived at a wall built with stone of crystal. A vibrating flame surrounded it, which began to strike me with terror. A vibrating flame, a tongue of fire. Into this vibrating flame I entered, and drew nigh to a spacious habitation built also with the stones of crystal. Its walls, too, as well as pavement, were formed with stones of crystal, and crystal likewise was the ground. Its roof had the appearance of agitated stars and flashes of lightning, and among them were cherubim of fire in a stormy sky. A flame burned around its walls, and its portal blazed with fire. When I entered into this dwelling, it was hot as fire and cold as ice. No trace of delight or of life was there. Terror overwhelmed me, and a fearful shaking seized me. Wow. Violently agitated and trembling, I fell upon my face. In the vision I looked, and behold, there was another habitation more spacious than the former, every entrance to which was opened before me, erected in the midst of a vibrating flame. So greatly did it excel in all points, in glory, in magnificence, and in magnitude, that it is impossible to describe to you either the splendor or the extent of it. Its floor was on fire, above were lightnings and agitated stars, while its roof exhibited a blazing fire. Attentively I surveyed it and saw that it contained an exalted throne, the appearance of which was like that of frost, while its circumference resembled the orb of the brilliant sun, and there was the voice of the cherubim. From underneath this mighty throne rivers of flaming fire issued. To look upon it was impossible. One great glory sat upon it. Oh yeah, I know what that looks like. Oh yeah. Sorry, that was a nice moment that came back there. Whose robe was brighter than the sun and whiter than snow. No angel was capable of penetrating to view the face of him. Nope. The glorious and the effulgent, nor could any mortal behold him. Nope. A fire was flaming around him. Oh man. Sorry, that was a get your head down. Whoa. Yeah, moment. I know exactly what Enoch's talking about there. Yeah, a fire also of great extent continued to rise up before him, so that not one of those who surrounded him was capable of approaching him among the myriads of myriads who were before him. To him holy consultation was needless. Yet did not the sanctified who were near him depart far from him either by night or by day, nor were they removed from him. I also was so far advanced with a veil on my face and trembling. Then the Lord with his own mouth called me, saying, Approach hither, Enoch, at my holy word. And he raised me up, making me draw near even to the entrance. My eye was directed to the ground. It's a pretty heavy chapter, eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Enoch's yeah, it's something. Gee, I wonder why they took it out of the Bible. Yeah, well, maybe it was a little too straight up.
Too much
literal.
truth.
Yeah, too much truth straight up. They couldn't fairy tale this one. Not as well as the other ones. So chapter 15. Then addressing me, he spoke and said, Hear, neither be afraid. Hear, as in to listen. Neither be afraid, O righteous Enoch, you scribe of righteousness. Approach hither and hear my voice. Go say to the watchers of heaven, hey, system worshippers, who have sent you to pray for them. This is what we're doing right now. You ought to pray for men and not men for you. Oh, yeah. Take care of your own business. Wherefore have you forsaken the lofty and holy heaven, which endures forever, and have lain with women, have defiled yourselves. That's the whore of Babylon. Excuse me. Yeah, the duality. Oh, my. Have defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, have taken to yourselves wives, have acted like the sons of the earth, and have begotten impious offspring. Giants, that's what impious offspring means, literally giants. Yeah, you being spiritual, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal, have polluted yourselves with women, have begotten in carnal blood, have lusted in the blood of men, and have done as those who are flesh and blood do. These, however, die and perish. Therefore have I given to them wives, that they might cohabitate with them, that sons might be born of them, and that this might be transacted upon earth. The original idea. But you, from the beginning, were made spiritual, possessing a life which is eternal, and not subject to death forever. Therefore I made not wives for you, because, being spiritual, your dwelling is in heaven. Now the giants who have been born of spirit and of flesh shall be called upon the earth evil spirits, and on earth shall be their habitation. Evil spirits shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above. From the holy watchers was their beginning and primary foundation. Evil spirits shall they be upon the earth, and the spirits of the wicked shall they be called. Oh yeah, yeah, we've met a few. The habitation of the spirits of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial spirits who are born on earth. Yeah, note the many implications of verses 3 to 8 regarding the progeny of evil spirits. Oh yeah, yeah, we got that picture. It's all good. The spirits of the giants shall be like clouds, which shall oppress, corrupt, fall, content, and bruise upon earth. Commerce for Babylon meat stick worshippers. You know those guys? The Greek word for clouds here is nephilas, may disguise a more ancient reading, nephilim. So here, let's insert clouds, you know. Yeah, no wonder they send all the data to the clouds, the sound cloud, you know. Yeah, it's kind of funny when we really know what's going on. The spirits of the giants shall be like Nephilim, clouds, which shall oppress, corrupt. Oh yeah. They shall cause lamentation. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed, and shall not rise up against the sons of men and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. And, of course, subnote here, shall not. Nearly all manuscripts contain this negative, but Charles Knibb and others believe the not should be deleted, so the phrase reads, shall rise up. Just looking through it again. Shall not. Sorry, I'm just looking at it. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed and shall not rise up against the sons of men. No, Enoch got it right. I know what the fuck Nib's talking about. No, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so here, if we took the not out of there, talk about changing it around. They shall cause lamentations, no food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed, and shall rise up against the sons of men and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction. Well, again, it depends. Anagogically, are you spiritual on this one, Charlie Nib, or are you physical? My guess is you had a legal name. So that's where I leave it. And it makes it easy, you know.
Yep.
It totally makes it easy because someone that's using and thinking they are a legal name doesn't have a fucking clue as to what this reality is. True story. Now, while that sounds like a very heady and very arrogant statement, it's a statement of truth. And you will only see this for yourself once you step beyond the veil of the legal name deception, making you think you're something and only that one thing. Bound. That's the binding on earth. Remember, the demons are here to be bound. So that's what the legal name does. They bind themselves. As to the death of the giants, wheresoever their spirits depart from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be without judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. Basically saying, you're going to hang around there. Mummified kind of thing. Destruction shall take place on the watchers and the impious, the giants. Let their flesh be without judgment, or their flesh shall be destroyed before the judgment. It's not what I got from it. And as to the death of the giants, wheresoever their spirits depart from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be without judgment. I got a mummy sort of thing going on there. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. That's just a feeling, so don't take that verbatim. Remember, I feel things out here every night, just like you guys do. See what feels right and what reads right and what makes sense and what was the way we were programmed. Have a look at it differently to see what else is there. That's all I'm here to do, just to look at everything. Don't need to be right, because as soon as you find it, you will be. That's really, it's kind of logical that way, isn't it? When you find truth, you find out that, hey, I was right. That's because you went looking for the truth. The truth will always make you right when you're in the truth. Liars will try to bend the truth to make themselves right. Me? No. It's about sorting the shit out. That's it. And now, to the watchers who have sent you to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven, say, in heaven have you been. Secret things, however, have not been manifested to you, yet you have known the reprobated mystery. And this you, let me go over that again. Say, in heaven have you been, say, in heaven have you been. Secret things, however, have not been manifested to you, yet have you sown a reprobated mystery. Creating mysteries without knowing the true mystery. Deception, yeah, that would work. And this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart, women being creation itself. All right, and this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart, and by that mystery have women and mankind multiplied evils upon the earth. You've corrupted the feminine heart. Say to them, never therefore shall you obtain peace. So go ahead, keep using the legal name, obviously. That's what you're supposed to. The demons are marked, easy to keep track of that way. Chapter 17. I'll do one more, then we're getting close to rollover here, aren't we?
Yep. You're at 17 minutes.
Yeah, we got, 16:37 until rollover. So I will suggest, if you want to get in here, 347-637-3265. And BTR listener 029 for those that want to call in. Not saying we're going to roll over, but hey, you never know. We'll see where it goes. I mean, that seems to be rolling okay. You guys okay with this?
Oh, we're grooving.
Okay. No, I find it fascinating to see things again and again and again. Repeating, only getting bigger and better. So, chapter 17. They raised me up into a certain place, where there was the appearance of a burning fire, and when they pleased, they assumed the likeness of men. Shapeshifters, isn't that interesting? Where there was, or where they, the angels, were like. Okay. They carried me to a lofty spot, to a mountain, the top of which reached to heaven. Mountain of truth, it sure does. Yeah, that's why they want to tear you down with Babel. right? The mountain of heaven, the tower, the true tower, Ta-ur, life that is within you, the true creation field that you were building up to heaven is what the Watchers wanted to tear down by ripping you apart, ripping the languages, the lines. You see how this works? So they're trying to start on using their Tower of Babel that they built up. That which is torn down in the physical is raised up in the spiritual. So see the mirror of it. What they did was they actually built the Tower of Babel. Saying they tore it down. I beheld they carried me to a lofty spot, to a mountain, the top of which reached to heaven. And I beheld the receptacles of light and the thunder at the extremities of the place where it was deepest. There was a bow of fire and arrows in their quiver, a sword of fire and every species of lightning. Then they elevated me to a babbling stream, literally to the water of life which spoke. It makes a little different with that babbling stream thing now. Then they elevated me to a babbling stream and to a fire in the west, which received all the setting of the sun. I came to a river of fire, which flowed like water and emptied itself into the great sea westwards. I saw every large river. Oh, how about we take Oz and swing it to the right, making it west. Swing it to the left, making it west. You got to look at everything from all different directions. Anyway, so I emptied into the great sea westwards. I got the visual of Antarctica in that they don't know what's there. They can't get past a certain point. The winds are too high. And they can't see past it because it's never clear. Right? It goes on and on. That's why. I saw every large river until I arrived at the great darkness. I went to where all of flesh migrate, and I beheld the mountains of the gloom, which constitutes winter, and the place from which issues the water in every abyss. Saw also the mouths of all the rivers in the world and the mouths of the deep. Babbling brooks, the mouth. You see everybody at that point. Then surveyed the receptacles of all the winds, perceiving that they contributed to adorn the whole creation and preserve the foundation of the earth, the true foundation of the heart, truth itself. I surveyed the stone which supports the corners of the earth. Well, truth is the cornerstone. Also beheld the four winds, which bear up the earth and the firmament of heaven. And I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky. So there's your 2 and your 4, right? The 4 winds and the 2 pillars. 4 faces of man in the duality mirror. Arising in the midst of heaven and of earth and constituting the pillars of heaven. Oh, and I beheld the winds occupying the exalted sky is 4. 5 is arising in the midst of heaven and of earth and constituting the pillars of heaven. Withstanding. Constitute means withstanding. Or without. Right? Con, with or without. 6. I saw the winds which turn the sky, which cause the orb of the sun and all of the stars to set. And over the earth I saw the winds which support the clouds. Saw the path of the angels. Smoke and mirrors, kids. You're dealing with clouds, remember? Nephilim? Yeah. I perceived at the extremity of the earth the firmament of heaven above it, and I passed on towards the south, where burnt, both by day and night, 6 mountains formed of glorious stones, 3 towards the east and 3 towards the south. Those which were towards the east were of a variegated stone, one of which was of margarite and another of antimony. Those towards, I'd have to really go through this and decode these things because there's a lot in here. Anyway, there was one point in it, I might have read it the other night, teaching man to consume the fish and all walks of life, because that's where I was going. I thought it was later, but it might be actually earlier in it. So I think I already read that. I might have already read that. Let me see. Just scrolling. I'll tell you what, I think we'll do a little song here and then we'll come back and see if I can have it found by then. Unless you guys want to talk or you want to tune.
Oh, I would love your tune.
Well, they're yours, so which one of your tunes would you like? Which one was that?
That's your grin.
Oh, okay. Why do I even ask you?
I don't know.
Silly me. I know you by now. Hi. Love would like to hear Cheshire Grin, because I'm going to ask her and she's going to tell me that anyway, so here it is. Be right back.
You've no reason to be alarmed. It's only me, no one else. Remember me, the one you loved, the one who really cares. If you look outside your door, you'll find me. I'll be waiting there. I'm the one with the Cheshire grin and the fairy tale to share, to share, to share, to share. Oh, I know you understand. I can read your smile. I can see your thoughts so clearly, and I know you're there. If you look outside your door, you'll find me. I'll be waiting there. I'm the one with the Cheshire grin and the fairy tale to share, to share, to share, to share. You've no reason to wonder why. No need to be alone. All you need is standing here before you. This heart beats loud. If you look outside your door, you'll find me. I'll be waiting there. I'm the one with the Cheshire grin and the fairy tale to share. If you look outside your door, you'll find me. I'll be waiting there. You're the one with the Cheshire grin and the fairy tale is yours, is yours. Is yours, it's yours.
Love that.
And we're back. Yeah. Here it is. It says, well, these are the names of their chiefs. I went through those, all the names of them, quite a few. Anyway, these were the prefects of the 200 angels, and the remainder were all with them. The Aramaic text preserves an earlier list of the names of the watchers. Interesting names. Anyway, this is chapter 7, verse 10. That was not, it was part of 9, but here's 10. Then they took wives, each choosing for himself, whom they began to approach, and with whom they cohabitated, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and the dividing of roots and trees. And the women conceiving brought forth giants. Now, this is a subnote. The Greek texts vary considerably from the Ethiopic text here. One Greek manuscript adds to this section, and they, the women, bore to them, the watchers, 3 races. First, the great giants. These giants brought forth, some say slew, the Nephilim, and the Nephilim brought forth or slew the Eliad, and they existed, increasing in power according to their greatness. See the account in the Book of Jubilees. Guess we'll have to go and have a look at the Book of Jubilees on that one. Anyway, so chapter 11 is, and the women conceiving brought forth giants, whose stature was each 300 cubits. These devoured all which the labor of men produced, until it became impossible to feed them. When they turned themselves against men in order to devour them, that's you know who they are, and began to injure birds, beasts, reptiles, and fishes, to eat their flesh one after another, and to drink their blood. And a subnote on 8, their flesh one after another, or one another's flesh. Well, again, cannibalism. Consuming life is cannibalism. Canaan, Baal-ism. All right? So, that's the thing about Cana or cannabis, in that that tells me that it removes the duality, right? It's the Canaan bis is, well, there's the ab-is, sense duality, the abyss, sense duality. This is why you're in the abyss here. Cannabis, can you see the concept of cannabis solving duality, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Again, stay with the phonics. You'll see so much more with your ears. So, again, the subnote is their flesh one after another, or one another's flesh. R.H. Charles notes that this phrase may refer to the destruction of one's class of giants by another. Well, yeah, duality destroys. And, of course, chapter 15, then the earth reproved the unrighteous. And now, to reprove, that's second death. Remember what it is to prove a sword? When a sword is proofed, it is, what is it? It's drawn blood. It's proof to the degree that it does its job. In terms of samurai swords, for a great example of this, removing the hilt, you will see how well proved it is. Typically, a well-made samurai sword will have 2 feet, 2 hands, and a head. And in some cases, as one of the documentaries on this murdering tool, which is the most profound physical killing tool, which is in the mirror, you have Vorpal, the samurai of truth, which cuts through all the bullshit. And you carry a 5-man sword, or a 5-body sword, 5-star. What a 5-body sword was a sword that could go through 5 people cleanly in one swing. It's a pretty sharp sword. Yeah, there's nothing going to get in the way of that. We're talking, that thing is cutting at almost an atomic level to do that. And that's what you're doing. You're the neutrons for the neurons, right? You put the truth back into neuron, and you have neutron. And that's what the cannabis does. It puts the T back in. Yeah, lots of ways to explain this. It's pretty simple, really. I think that's probably my biggest frustration, is how much more can I do on this simple thing? Like, really. You know. All you got to do is look at the phonics. Neat how that works, eh? Funny. It's like it's right in line with creation and everything. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but apparently we're crazy, so whatever. 10 seconds to roll over, so I guess we'll roll for a bit. Any comments you guys want to bring in on that? Maybe your feelings on the Nephilim, the giants, and the concepts of what we're dealing with here? Earth in general, by the way.
Yeah, WoW works. WoW definitely works.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Jump in here. I'm kind of... I want to drift with you guys for a little bit. Oh, Katie wants to drift. Now, fucking talk. I'm going to smoke a bowl. I'm still right here. Anyway, just your thoughts, your feelings, rather, on what was shared with Enoch, and your own understandings of phonics. And tell me a story. I want to hear about you. Oh, you're also humble.
Enoch's vision. I mean, that's why this book was not, for the masses.
It kind of ruins that whole eating your slave thing, doesn't it? That long pork thing? Yeah. It kind of ruins it in chapter 7. You know, it even ruins it for the Fish Fridays that they like to sell too, right? Oh, it is. Yeah.
I got triggered by a beautiful part where we were talking about pillars. I'm noticing now the pillars of energy all around us. I mean, just focus in the state of incredible bliss, and everything around you becomes this pillar of energy, just shimmering. I felt that when you were talking about Enoch, and somewhere he was talking about pillars. I heard pillars. And I thought, oh yeah, it's like when I'm making sun water and just holding the water and feeling the positive, negative energy between what's going on. It's like you can really see it. It's in front of you. It's no longer just an idea. It's real. Wow. Imagination.
Yeah. You know, really, in the simplest terms, we have walked in inequity long enough. And when you make the decision, here's what my decision within me sounds like. I fucked up enough. And I'm going to spend the rest of my, quote, days, unquote, walking in righteousness to whatever end that leads to. But that is my path. Unyielding, will not leave it. So in the most extreme sense, if the last acts that I do in this whole physical reality is to do this and share these things and to walk in the path of righteousness to the degree that I'm mature enough to handle it, you know, losing the fear thing, right? Handling that stuff and all the rest of it. And that applies for all of us. Then that's my choice. I'm good with that. That is my choice. You know, it's a very personal thing. It's when you finally decide that all life matters, not just your own.
Yeah. And
that's it. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to know your trigonometry formula, and you know, you don't have to have your logarithm book out. It's funny, when I did trigonometry in school, we had to use the logarithm books and look all the cosines and sines up. I can only imagine looking at this book, the amount of hours that were spent writing all these numbers out. Like, have you ever seen a logarithm book?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Some crazy shit, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, trigonometry. 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 Yeah, isn't that funny?
If somebody asked me to do it now, I wouldn't be able to, but I used to love to do it. Believe it or not. There was one part of my life where trigonometry just was amazing.
Yeah. For those that don't understand what trigonometry is, it's a measuring tool. If you know the distance between objects, say in a triangle, if you know the distance between 2 points of that triangle, and you know at least one, actually you need to know two of the angles, sine and cosine. What you can do is find the tangent and locate. I'll give you an example. You can tell how far something is up a wall by how far away from the wall you are and at what angle you're at to it. So, in terms of a 3, 4, 5, excuse me, it would be like this. You would be 3 feet from the wall and 4 feet up, and the hypotenuse would be 5. So that would be the distance. Okay? I'm trying to think of other ways to describe it. It's
so over my head now. It's like, I can't believe that was a part of my life in this lifetime. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but it mattered.
It must have.
Well, it mattered. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
See, and you have that in common with me. So you'll be searching, why did I learn that? Well, I'll tell you, for me, why I learned it was simply this. It'd be interesting to get a measurement. You'd have to get quite a distance apart between two people, but to put say the Utah salt flats, for example, go 5 miles apart and put a stick in the ground, perfectly vertical, and measure the angle coming from the sun on that stick in both points to figure out exactly how far away it is, and you'll find that it's not as far away as you think. You know, just in the whole perspective alone. I was talking about that yesterday. They spot a dot in the distance or a dot in the foreground. It changes a dot in the foreground expands things outwards from the point, so it's going out, like spreading your arms. A point in the distance is where you'd put your hands together at that point. So you'll see the angles going in to a background dot and the angles going out to a foreground dot. We got to get right in the middle there. You've probably seen the diamond with the W upside down, a W in the right form as you normally see it, and one upside down. Think of it like it almost looks like a spider, four-legged spider. But in the middle, you've got the diamond.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, isn't it interesting when you put your finger and your thumbs together, it makes the spade symbol. You know, spades. Sorry, I just did that. It's like, oh. Well, it's all about clubs here, apparently, right? Spades, clubs, hearts, diamonds. Where was I going? What you can see there is the same effect of things going into a point and out to ever expanding. Play with crayons. Visualize your, excuse me, draw out your visualized ideas. You know, you see, when the imagination shut down, this is where we have to return our imagination by going to the paper that we were programmed into using as the only tool. I use that as the mirror tool. So when I visualize something, I draw it out and look at it, and then I play with it with my imagination. So what it does is, basically your imagination has been scattered everywhere, so it's very hard to hold a picture for any length of time with all these thoughts darting around. So what you're doing is reconditioning your imagination into holding a point in time and space where you don't need the paper as much. Like many of these concepts that come firing through me now they just play out in a movie form for me. And I don't know where they're going. I just follow the script of what's coming in. Oh, yeah, it connects to that, goes to that. Oh, look, it's over there, too. And all of these little baskets I speak of start coalescing into one big concept. And it does it by itself. You don't have to try. That's the thing. You just have to let go. Be. Just be in that moment and let it go and say, okay, well, what's coming in? And when you find that thought you haven't thought of in a while come popping in, there's your moment to say, hey, what was that all about? And have a look at it again. Track it down. You see, that's the thing about computers, too. I love that to me is the crayon book of the planet. Gee, I've just had this idea. Hen house. Google it. What comes up? And then see what registers next. And things like birth dates and things. Anything that is directly related to your alpha omega. You're the omega. You're the end and the beginning, but the alpha and the physical, the birth date, the time you were born, this body you came into it. Okay? See what triggers through your experience. You've got all sorts of markers, all sorts of signs. Birth dates, marriage dates, children's birth dates, places where you were born, where you've lived, where you've moved. Every step of your path has a reason to culminate where you are right now. And the more you look at these things, the more you understand these things, the more you see of yourself, and the more astonished you get. Quite something.
Yeah, Brandon, I looked up our compatibility. We're 83% compatible. It's really amazing. It's so true. All the different tools, the human design, manifester, generator, and generator. It's just so much fun to see where the tie-ins of two beings just hanging out, visiting with each other, finding the commonalities. It's just amazing.
Well, here's what Azaziel would do there. You said 82% compatible. Wow, there's 18% there incompatible. Better send them a baseball bat and, right? And that's what it literally is. The invasion that never was. That was one of the things I watched last night. It was meant to be the invasion of mainland Japan that never happened due to the atomic bombs, right? And where was this going? Sorry, that just jumped. Anyway, the invasion never was. So, yeah, Japan was never invaded, and Japan never, the emperor never surrendered. Hirohito never surrendered. He just came on the radio and told everybody, okay, everybody, the war is over. No more fighting. Didn't say we surrender. He said, no, the war is over. So it was, I can't even put this in words. That's a problem with this. It's so hard to try to explain this stuff as it flies through. Again, in that moment, when I was in that moment trying to bring it back here. But anyway, the whole idea was Japan was never got invaded and never surrendered. That's the heart. It was just the illusion that your heart got invaded and the illusion that your heart surrendered. And guess what happens when you say, okay, the war is over. Put down your guns. That's where Japan entered into the unconditional, quote, assumption of surrender by the all lies. Because I'll tell you, had to go through, remember the guys in Europe had just finished slugging it out with Hitler and his crew, right? They were going to send all of those boys and girls over to the Pacific to go slug it out with the Japanese. Who were, very Bushido, What is that? Well, it's bullshit. Bullshit. It's the bullshit reality, right? Again, the Most High in the form of honor and acceptance of each other played out in the most heinous, most efficient way to kill motif, Bushido, right? So turn that over on its head. I mean, the samurai used in this physical, literal sense, probably the finest sword killing tool ever devised by the hands of men. where it is literally the edge is down to, atoms thick, kind of sharp. So put that in what does that represent in the spiritual? If it's that sharp in the physical with the intent to kill that efficiently, turn it upside down. The Most High would be the one that gets through uses that same sword with truth to take all of the evil intent out of that physical tool of death. So what is playing out in the physical is the mirror opposite, upside down and backwards of the spiritual intent. That's why everything you've been doing in terms of exposing legal name fraud and guys, stop killing each other, please, that kind of thing that we've been doing. Fight in court. What? Are you still fighting? The war is over. The war only continues because you fight. So who's doing the fighting here? Be done with it. Walk away. And that's been a long road. Still working on it for me. This whole urge and what have you. I got a real good grip on Fluffy. Then there's a time that I have to spend alone too, right? So I take care of a lot of work on me. I beat myself up pretty good. But not because we're all doing the same thing. It's funny how much
I battled long enough.
Yeah.
I have full surrender time. No.
Yeah, I'm good with whatever happens. And like I said, if these be my last days, I shall walk in the righteousness of it all.
Yeah.
And make a difference. If I can make one difference in one life for the better in the benevolence, then purpose is fulfilled. Here's the thing about this, though. One life is all. So we get the word out. Guess we should have been so rambunctious about multiplying, huh?
Yeah, look what we did with the place. Oh.
Yeah, got enough fractals that we have to get the word out to? Yeah, I thought so too. But here's the neat part. You don't need a pair of Jesus boots to get this message out. All you need is a little HP miniskirt. And out it goes. Boy, we can cover a whole lot more turf than J-Boy and the 12 crew, eh?
Amazing, grateful for it. Yep.
And that's, again, is getting the word out in a fractal sense with the tools we have available. Excuse me. Coffee. Anyway, if you look at it from, you see the people that come in, oh, you can't use Facebook, it's illegal. Okay. Let me say this one more time. What is the intent of you using the tools that are in the Whore of Babylon land? Is it to play in it and stay in it and, oh my God, here, check out what I just got? And is that your game? Oh, I'm going to the mall and I have to open another bank account and I have to I got a new job. And is that your reality? Okay. Then you won't even worry about asking the question about being worried about having a legal name on Facebook or anything else. So that's the middle road that you cross over. That's a threshold you cross over. Because at the moment that you need to cross over, you just remember this. The whole idea of a legal name and squiggles and all the rest of it was corrupted and designed to deceive anyway. So that's not you. Now, you agree with it, especially, well, I'll tell you what, I tell you this and you still agree with it? Yeah, well, hey, I just read Enoch, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The thing is, what are you using it for? Are you a part of the system's tools and being a tool in the toolbox? Or are you looking in that toolbox saying, because you got out of it, I'm not a tool. Excuse me? I'm not going to dig your hole for you. Fuck off. Oh, yeah, you're going to make me dig my own? No thanks. I'm good. So that's when you step out of the toolbox and become the sword of truth itself. So now you're using the tool, not being the tool in the toolbox, to let other tools in the toolbox know that they got to get out and start doing their real purpose, what their tool is really meant for. Mm-hmm. So, and that really is the only difference. Like I don't care. You can use whatever you want. Once you get past the threshold of knowing that it is a deception, that you were duped into it, that it is not your free will choice to harm another through the single bullet theory, which is not a theory, through the single bullet connection, being part of the problem and going along with the problem and staying within the problem to make sure that you have everything you need in your lustful little ways problem, and just simply change directions on it to use the tool to take that slavery system down. It's consuming the souls. I imagine not for much longer, though. It's been a feeling we've had for a while. Seems that things are coalescing, don't you think? Sarcasm? Yeah. Now,
yeah.
Yeah, carry on, guys.
Falling. I've seen a lot of stuff falling out of the sky. That's what I've seen.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I think I get outside tonight and take a little walk down the trail. It should be dry enough now.
Mm-hmm. Pouring down rain here.
Hockey nights out still.
Funny, we were talking about Salem, Jerusalem, yesterday, yeah?
Yeah.
Check this out. SAALM, the Supreme Anunnaki Assembly of Lord Marduk, Salem.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Huh.
Yeah. The material available from this portal is owned by Salem and associated third parties and may only be used by Salem operatives with the appropriate security clearance. Mark Udine. Unauthorized access is absolutely prohibited. Agents with appropriate security clearances are also granted. Yeah. Fuck's sake. Yeah, it's in the garbage can. I just found it. What is it? Anunnaki photos leaked. Okay. Oh, there it is. Masonic Salem passport. They corrupted all these things, guys. Salem passports are now ready after recall of their version due to encoding error. New version correctly allows our members to proceed through all global security terminals. Important. Members will be unable to utilize these in China until, 15th of May, 02. Oh, it could be 2014, 05, 02, I don't know. You don't know what year it is, what day it is, what month it is. You can't assume that. Oh yeah, nice looking fucking crazies, these guys. You should go to this, check the guy's face out. Some nasty looking people. Oh, creepy, man. Third degree of Zion. No one in the mirror. And say all seen here with P13. This is creepy stuff. Yeah. Oh, and there's, of course, Henry Kissinger. Uh-huh. King Henry, that was the other thing I was tracking last night, the Normans. Yeah. What a messy little team. Anyway. Got a pile of noise in the background, guys. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Yeah, that's better. Thank you. Much better. Yeah, it's just a lot of hits on the lines the last few days. You guys notice?
Yep.
Yeah, Nina, are you going to jump in here, or are you just going to kind of hang out and not say anything? Or is it no? Now we have 2425 callers. Nina called in so many times. 425 came up, so that's why. It must be them. Hey, so who's on area code 425?
You said Johnny? No.
Hi, Kate.
Oh, it is Nina. Hi.
I was sorry. I was cooking and I'm having dinner and listening to you and.
Well, here I'll tell you. Here's a gooder idea. Then don't put your hand up until you're done. Duh.
Well, I didn't want to be ruled out of the show, my dear. I just didn't.
Oh no! You don't have to. You don't have to put your hand up to stay in the rollover. You just got to be on the board. That's all. So once you're called in for the rollover, let's put your hand up. Okay, well that's that cleared up. Good. At least now I know. Thank you.
It's all good. I'm having fun with you guys.
Yeah, we both get a win-win. I coerced you into coming on the air talking from having a dinner and everything else, and we cleared up the whole idea for everybody about you don't have to have your hand up to roll over.
There you go.
You just have to be called in. Yeah. You want to talk, you put your hand up. You hit one of the dial pads to talk. Other that you want to jump in. Okay, so there we go. That's perfect for everybody. Very helpful. Thank you.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Now you can talk or you can go back to eating and do whatever you want. It's your reality.
I see you, sister. I see you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to eating, and I'm gonna chime in with this later. Thank you.
Okay, I'll mute you out, and we got a little over half an hour. So if we see you back, great. And if not, have a great meal, and we'll talk soon enough.
Sounds good.
Yeah, go eat. It's getting cold. Anyway, we got 30-something minutes, 34 minutes about it, I guess. I don't know what else you guys want to talk about.
I'm just happy to be listening or talking, but not much to talk about except how great.
You get those days, so there's not really much to talk about. I get them too, I really do. I get them actually more than you guys realize. I'd rather not be doing this at all, personally, but hey, it's got to be done, so I do it. There was something else I was just going to say there, but whatever. Yeah, we don't have to hang out any longer, or if you guys want to, great. We covered legal name fraud tonight, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That it's a legal fact that it's illegal to use a legal name? Okay. Just want to make sure that we stay on topic of setting the soul free. That's where you set your soul free. Once you realize that it's illegal to use a legal name because it was set up to trap you through the deception of using a legal name to make you a fraudulent, dishonorable criminal through deception, that's where you cross the threshold. You just have to know that one line and understand what that means. This takes all the ego out of it. Okay? Basically what it is a singularity of me saying, you're a fucking criminal, but you're not a criminal, right? And only a criminal, once you tell them they're a criminal, would keep on being a criminal because they're a criminal anyway. So like when you tell a cop that it's illegal to use a legal name and they carry on doing what they're doing, well, that's what criminals do. It's only when that leopard changes its spots what we see what you need to see. But it's very self-evident. One that is told that's wearing a uniform based on the fraud and deception of humanity, that they're actually partaking in the fraud and deception of humanity and are, in fact, a criminal trying to aid and abet someone else into being a criminal just like them. So when a cop's asking for ID, what they're saying is, I want you to be a criminal like me, okay? And when you hand them ID, you're saying, okay. And then they beat the shit out of you because you're a criminal, and that's what criminals do to each other. So don't be surprised about that legal fact once you know it. Because once you know that, that's the absolution moment of, hey, no, I don't go out of my way to harm people, never have. It's happened, but it wasn't my intention. Big difference there. Just like you guys, we haven't went around trying to start wars and create fights and all of it. No. The only time we've ever had to do anything of that like was because something came up again. Wait, whoa, stop. You know, that's the illusion of thinking you need to. Why would you worry about needing to defend yourself? Well, only because there's other demons out there that cause that reality to be in existence at all. So when you really look at it in its simplest form, it's about changing your mind on this. No, you're not a criminal. It wasn't your intent to go out and be part of the bulletproof essay and slaughter children. I know that. This is where people have to lighten up. See the facts for what the facts are. Treat the truth in the same way you treat math. You don't get upset because 1 + 1 = 2. Do you?
No.
No. It's just kind of what it is. It's a fact. And it is a fact. It is illegal to use a legal name because the demon aspect in this reality set it up that way to make damn sure that you were going to be guilty of their sin through your own ignorance. But the deception was there long before your ignorance was. And in that, you are across the threshold. Do not speak with these demons. The only thing that would ever come out of your mouth, and I'm talking when you're out in the open. If you're at home, mind your own business. Mind your own business. Because these wankers these werewolves will try to figure out a way to get you to a contract with them in any way, shape, or form. To acknowledge the fact that they exist, where I know they don't. Except that I empower them to. By even talking to them. So I have nothing to say other than what I've already said. I don't play with demons. And that's where they can't come near you. It's kind of like the law of the universe. The only way a demon can enter your reality is if you allow it. It will always be a choice. You know, and as we work our way through getting rid of, you know, the demons within us, the things that we have been treated with and spoiled with, you know, just, hey, I thought life was supposed to be fun, and then, of course, it's all been corrupted and what have you. Life was never meant to be like this. No, you got sucked into it. It was an interesting comment made, talk about, that's what I wanted to cover. Here, check this out. Have you ever listened to two people talking about the same subject, but they're having entirely different conversations?
Yeah.
Give you an example. I was listening to, what's his name? He's a minister guy, Bagley or something. I've talked about his stuff a few times. This guy's like, he's the real God has a penis, Jesus is coming to save us kind of guy, right? And he had another guy on, an insider, talking about CERN. And this guy was, quote, a born-again Christian, too. But you could hear in their conversation the one who was the completely programmed zealot, that would be the Bagley guy or whatever, and the other guy that's talking at it from a more logical, creational, truth viewpoint, yet still using the term God and whatnot, but not to the same degree. When I'm listening to both these guys, they're having the same conversation about the same thing, but they're two entirely different realities where you can hear each of them talking to themselves. Because the other one is in the other one's reality. What they have is one lie that they're able to dance around. So have you ever listened to people having a conversation and they're both having two entirely different conversations? They think they're talking about the same thing, but they're not. That's what happens when you can spot people in the Matrix. And when I say spot them, is know where they are, because you've been there. You've had that point of view, and you've had that point of view, and that one, and that one, and that one, and you've changed your mind so many times throughout your life, based on whoever it was you're interacting with, that that created the reality around you that you accepted and were part of. And once you change your mind about all of it, boy, did things change or what?
Yeah.
A lot.
A lot.
I like it a lot.
Playing,
go ahead.
Playing in the Matrix just brings pain and misery. Just pain and misery.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell. I have wanted to talk about how I released my son from the spell, and I told him about the birth certificate, I apologized and all that, and well, it happens that he has a little girlfriend in Brazil, and he wants to bring her over here, and it's just a big drama. He basically probably didn't even look into the information. He's probably surprised by what I said. It kind of hurts me to realize the futility of this whole thing, and it just hurts me that my own blood does not want to take Mom seriously. With the information that I gave him, I don't know. What would you say about that?
I'd just say let it go. Again, how old is he?
He's 25. I see him digging himself into death, talking about lawyers, and I just say my thing.
Yeah. Again, this is you've said what you needed to say. I'll tell you what. This is why you got to stop worrying about these things. You get caught up in their webs. That the birth certificate was fraud when you and the partner, or if it was just you, whatever the case may be, registered the child. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that. Okay, so that is a null and void contract because it was you that actually contracted him into the Luciferian construct. Now, the contract is yours to break, not your son. So when you break the contract, this is already broke, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants. You're the one that dealt it back. It's already done, sweetie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically what
20,
you said.
25 years old. Come on. There's you're dealing with, the onslaught of the hormones, right? The whole peer pressure at that age, and I mean, really, how long has he been exposed to it? So it is only important that you, and I speak to each and every one of you, it is only important that you know this. That's the net you cast to the right. And all of those that were connected in that net with you, well, what are you worried about?
I'm not worried about that.
Here, let's keep it simple, Is he a good kid?
Yes.
Stays out of trouble, doesn't want to hurt anybody, he's not out looking to, kill people and shit?
Wonderful kid.
Okay.
I raised him that way. I raised him.
Now, what are you worried about? You know that the name that he thinks he is, that was your intellectual property, and the body, well, that you built that. So that contract's got nothing to do with him. So what he is now in the most legal sense is that he is free and clear of that contract, whether he's aware of it or not. It only matters that you are, and he's a good kid, yeah?
He's a great kid.
Okay, then he keeps his nose clean, does whatever he needs to stay in the up and up, being a decent human. Remember the ignorant thing? Yeah, okay. Do you see the gift that each of you give each of your children, family, and friends, and everybody? It is you that holds the line here.
Yeah, what I've had to do with that was get really neutral on that whole concept of the body and the birth certificate, and not, like, I've let everyone know, and the information is there. What they do with it, that's on them.
Right.
I wash my hands of it. You just got to stay in that neutral, and at first it feels uncomfortable, and the perception, that mirror that you get back, look at that.
Well, I just crazy because I'm an artist and I don't deal with things like normal people do.
Well, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. Listen, in the literal sense, I have 2 daughters I haven't seen in, 3 years.
Oh.
Well, no, don't owe me on this, okay? Please. This is not a pity fucking... This is what I'm trying to break you guys of. Let me tell you the joy I have in this. Is I know creation has them. I know they're free of the contract. I know that they're in the system. I know what their mom is like and all the rest of it. I fully accept that. It doesn't matter that they know this or love me. It matters that I know this and I love them.
That's right.
Okay, I have joy in the bliss. Sure, I'd love to have them around me. Of course I love them. However, in the same breath, I love them enough to do this for them and all children, all life. That's it. It's a big choice. I make that choice, and I'm good with it. Yeah, it sucked many, many fucking times. and right, and there's not a day that goes by that something doesn't suck. Okay? I'm good. This is the patience of Job. You got it covered, sweetie. Take the victory out of this instead of the defeat of the program constantly making you worry about something you've already set free. You're the past, sweetheart, and you bring those points of light home with you. See, your son, any parent out there listening right now that knows this truth, any children that they have in the world, whether they see them or not, are already free of that contract because it wasn't theirs. The fraud is exposed and revealed, null and void, nunc pro tunc, before it began forever. Ab initio, since before it began, nunc pro tunc, now for then, tunc pro nunc, then for now, ad infinitum to infinity. That's the power you have.
And that's where you put on that Cheshire grin and just,
I trust creation. My girls, as far as I'm concerned, that was the only thing could you keep the kids safe? So, okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm in. That's the faith I have in faith. It goes far beyond faith. When you get beyond faith, you hit the plateau of knowing with certainty. Que sera, sera. My breath will be to speak the truth. End of. Good work, Good work, guys.
Oh, I just love listening. I re-listen at night because I don't have a good reception and there's too much interference. And so at night, when I can listen to the whole thing, and specifically to the Phoenician, which I'm trying to get a hang of it. In spite of me speaking 5 languages, I realized that's all programs I've been running. Programs in French, programs in German.
Yeah, but you of so many people have so many tools available to doing this. Have you translated any of the essays yet into any of the other languages other than English, or the ones that?
Okay, I went to it looking at the text, and I realized that most of the vocabulary I don't have because I didn't use it. Of course, I can use a dictionary. Also, there's, and that's why I realized language is basically programming. I went to Europe a couple of years ago, and I speak fluently the language, but I had a problem with understanding what people were talking about. Not at the level of comprehension of the sentence and whatnot, but the whole context. I realized that people live a different life, and they reason differently, they touch different topics, and it really shocked me how much I was not able to communicate. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I lost the last little bit of what you said there.
That in spite of me speaking the language, which is, I'm talking now my language that I was born with, which is Slovak. Okay, so it's been years. I mean, I've been in immigration for 40 years, and sporadically I would go back, when I could afford it. And so the last time I was there, I was together with people, and, they were talking, and I understood every word, I understood every sentence. But I was just amazed that I didn't understand the point. I didn't understand what we're talking about. So I feel a little bit disconnected from that sense, and now I'm following a lot of my people on Facebook that are from the same town, and I'm just trying to follow what is on their mind and how they reason, because I said that profound separation in logic and thinking, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what is this? So I really stumbled. I mean, this is the first time I realized it when I was looking at your text. Number one, all these words I would really need to look up in the dictionary. Then I'm worried if I can put it in the context that they would understand. What I'm trying to communicate. Not, they're supremely intelligent people. It's not that. But the program is I'm so far away from their programming. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly. Yeah, because what you're seeing now is context, not in text. You're seeing the concept of the context of what is being said far beyond the literal. So when people are just speaking in the literal, there is no context other than literal. It's gibberish.
It is. And so I'm trying to follow that, and I really went into it, and this is the first time when I was trying to translate your text. This is right. It's like really hit me. So now I'm following a lot of people with a lot of subjects, philosophical or political and whatnot, and I'm trying to see where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I can somehow put it in. So yes, it is. It is in the back of my mind, and I will do this because this is the only thing that makes sense to me in terms of going forward. I have seen this horror Babylon just destroying too many lives, inclusive all my marriages.
Everything.
Not that I'm not taking responsibility, but I see the part of the horror meddling into everything, and it's just not my way.
Well, you changed it. Yeah, you changed your direction, your choices. That's what changed. Oh, you guys there? Oh, okay. My Skype was doing a bit of a winky-wonky there, so... okay, good. We're still here. Yeah, and isn't it nice to be able to come somewhere? Like me, I love being able to come here and talk with people in a conceptual form that makes sense.
Yeah.
And not only that, we're trying to make sense of the insanity of this world. And of course, it's insane, so we've made sense of that. And we just chose not to be a part of the insanity anymore and are doing everything in our power to remove that slavery, insanity, warmongering, death-eating is